And let me mention a couple of different levels of pushes. The criminal misconduct, widely reported and mostly unpunished, of the Bush administration in the White House, the Departments of State, Defense, Interior, Justice, Labor, Agriculture, Veterans Affairs, Homeland Security, plus the CIA, FDA, FCC, and Mac and May, among others. Known and proven crimes that are going unpunished. And on a little different level, a commitment to the Republic of Georgia, affirmed by Bush and embraced by Obama. I don't mean the one with the capital in Atlanta. The Republic of Georgia, to include it in NATO. You know what that means? That means that we have to go to war to defend Georgia after it once again invades South Ossetia and the Russians resist that invasion. We are obliged, contractually obliged by the NATO commitments to go in and fight the Russians World War III. And the last push that I could mention, I think I could go all night long with the pushes. Thomas could undoubtedly add more. But the final push that should concern us now is the election of a man smart and attractive enough to lead us into the kind of out-and-out fascism. I'm not using that word lightly. I'm talking about the sense of National Socialism that we have seen exhibited with the national control of banks and other institutions. That's called National Socialism, abbreviated NAZI. Into that kind of fascism that his financial masters would contrive in an attempt, a desperate attempt, to save the system on their behalf. A man who wants to enlarge the military, escalate the war in Afghanistan, attack the borders of Pakistan, continue the war on terror, which was perhaps the worst concept that Cheney ever gave the nation, among many bad concepts, the war on terror. Worldwide, he wants new intelligence and enforcement agencies in that war. Who's not now clear about ending the war in Iraq. And it was a war which he opposed not because he thought war was wrong, not because he thought it was illegal, but because he said it was unwinnable. Nothing wrong with a war that you can win. It's the unwinnable ones we shouldn't be fighting. Who voted for the Patriot Act affirmation, for the bill giving the telephone companies immunity from warrantless wiretaps? He voted for faith-based welfare. He voted for the bailout. Who groveled before the odious Israel lobby, before nuclear and coal industries, before Midwestern agribusiness interests. In fact, acting like any other corrupt politician on the scene, so normal that we don't even blink at it. And who has gathered around him in his campaign and now in his transition all the same old pawls, hacks, who have enabled the financiers in destroying this country for the past 2 decades. That would seem to me to be the final push. Only a besotted and deformed public could confront pushes like these and not demand revolutionary change. The kind of change that would dismantle forever the bloated, centralized American empire and its corporate and financial masters, and allow the people of the land to create new and independent entities, leaving this titanic catastrophe. Allow them to create new nations from one end of this continent to the other, border to border, that would demand democracy, self-sufficiency, stability, sanity back in our lives. That means that it's our task, if this is going to be done, if they're going to demand that kind of change. It's our task, our vital task, and one never more necessary, never more possible than at this time. It's our task to awaken these people, to awaken America and inform and liberate that public, offer them the alternatives of secession, and build a movement that will make it happen.